Welcome to Top of the Hops. I'm Johnny from Craft Beer Channel. This is DJ Barbecue.
Woo!
We're on a rooftop in London. We're cooking up some beer can chicken. You can see that video over on DJ Barbecue's channel if you click on this beer. And this beer is what we're reviewing today. It's called 10 Finger Discount. I didn't nick it.
Because that's what a 10-finger discount is. You steal something. 10 fingers, nicking something, 10-finger discount.
But I didn't know that.
Anyway, £3.99.
£3.99, not expensive for a beer. I paid, okay, here we go, here's a nice link. I paid 20 quid for a beer once. It was a Mikkeller Black Buffalo. And while we're talking about Mikkeller, this is a collaboration brew with Tur Øl, who are also from Copenhagen. These two guys, the guys that founded this, were taught by Mikkel of Mikkeller Brewery when he was a chemistry teacher. He's like he's the Breaking Bad of beer. He was a chemistry teacher, now he's a brewer with all his brewing equipment and his lab coats.
Did he nick it from the school? 10-finger discount!
10-finger discount!
I'll get this beaker over here, I'll take this little chalice over here, I got a thermometer over here.
Come back. So the reason I've invited DJ Barbecue for this particular review is
why am I here?
It's because this is a Citra IPA aged on cedar wood.
Oh man, now we're talking, because a lot of times they work with beech woods. I know Budweiser was very famous for that. It still is if it's famous for even working with wood. But cedar wood, I mean, that is a quite flavorsome wood right there.
Tell me about it. What flavors do you get from cedar?
This reminds me about sitting in a sauna, because that's what they're all made of, like the proper Swedish saunas. And when I was living in Colorado, shredding the earth and like, you know, surfing sideways around the planet, yeah, everything was made out of cedar. When you go into your kind of your baths, your saunas, those kind of places. I don't normally work with cedar when I'm smoking, but I do love the smell of cedar.
Well, let's give it a go. Do you want to crack it open?
Okay. So, it'd be good if I had actually a bottle opener. Hey! You see that? We're here all week. So
come on, give it a pour.
I mean, when you hold a bottle of wine,
that's the way to hold it. Yeah.
You hold your wine like that. You put your thumb up the hole. How do you pour beer?
Just as quickly.
Okay.
as possible.
Shut up and pour is what you're saying.
There we go.
Okay.
So that is cloudy.
It is cloudy.
That is cloudy. There's plenty of sediment in that. Hopefully that'll translate to the flavors.
7.2?
7.2, my friend. I hope you're not driving home.
Man, it's almost not even 1 o'clock.
We're in the afternoon.
It is beer o'clock, so we're okay.
That. It's got lots of pineapple.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've got kind of like the pineapple, the pine tree, the citrusy with that.
And there is smokiness, but I don't know whether that's because we're stood by a barbecue. This may have been the worst place to do it.
I can drink through it, dude. Oof. Quite sharp, quite chewy.
Yeah, it makes you want to smack your teeth. Yeah, really, really syrupy, really orangey and pithy.
Yeah. Good call on the oranges, man.
Oh, cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm a professional drinker.
Yeah.
Are you getting?
Aren't we all?
Are we getting the wood?
We are getting the wood. We're getting the kind of smokiness. We're getting the. It's a very sharp. It's got a lot of character cedar. I mean, and plus with the chewiness of the citrus and the alcohols, and there are a lot of hops in this bad boy. It's got a lot of flavor. It's quite dynamic.
It's a dynamic beer. I think you're right with the sauna kind of edge. It's definitely there. If you just give it a really quick sniff before you get a smack of hops,
yeah,
just get that little edge of in your towel, walking into a sauna. Do I keep flicking?
That was quite flamboyant.
Yeah, well, we've got to appeal to all manner of people.
Yep, you're appealing to me. What? But it is a very cloudy beer. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, there are lots of beers that are really cloudy and it adds to the flavour if you don't filter it. So
well, they say usually when you've got the cloudier in the sediment, that is because there's no preservatives in there. Is that correct?
Well, it means that you haven't filtered the beers. You haven't taken anything out of it.
Okay.
Generally, it doesn't mean nothing's been added.
They used to clear with isinglass.
What's isinglass?
Isn't that a character from Lord of the Rings?
Swim bladder from a sturgeon. Somebody worked out that if you put the swim bladder from a sturgeon inside a barrel of beer, it would clear the sediment away.
Sturgeon bladder?
Someone on a mic, just repeat what Jim just said.
I wasn't listening.
I tell you, I love experimentation. I reckon that's how alcohol was discovered. I reckon, what's one of the original nectars of the gods? Mead, maybe? Because, you know, the mead comes from honey. So there's that big kind of beehive up there. The honey drips down into like a little knot in the tree well. Rainwater mixes in. It ferments over time. A squirrel goes over there, or some kind of prehistoric kind of creature, licks it up, walks away like that. Cavemen go, ooh, look at squirrel, walk funny. We must do same. And drink it, and that's how alcohol was discovered. That's my theory. I just made it up right there.
Beer was discovered by people making bread, potentially. They were heating up their grains with some water. And what happened was they left it for a couple of days, and it started tasting a little bit funny. And that's because the wild yeast that's just in the air around us, probably not so much in London because it's a bit too polluted,
right.
But you know, in Belgium they still use it. It's just wild yeast in the air. And you leave your vats of beer open, and then comes that wild yeast and starts fermenting those grains.
Well,
so it's a total accident.
Anchor Steam over in San Francisco, they used to open that, ferment their beers on top of the roof of the brewery. Little fact for you, Salem, the witch hunts. You know, they thought all these kind of people were being all mad because they were worshiping, you know, the devil and all this stuff. They were actually eating the bread. They had some unusual rainfall, and psilocybin, which is what you find in magic mushrooms, was growing through the grains. So they were actually making bread with hallucinogenic grains, which was causing people to act a bit loopy, which is why they thought they were witches, hence the Salem witch hunts.
This is the most educational Top of the Hops / craft beer channel video ever.
You're welcome. And Jim's not here.
And Jim's not here. There's a coincidence.
And he's the smart one.
Yeah, is he? Anyway, so we like the cedarwood beer.
We do.
In fact, I like it quite a lot. And we're going to be doing some more reviews
I like it quite a lot too.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, does it?
I think you're beautiful.
Anyway, let's get back to our chickens. Cheers, guys. Cheers, DJ.
Woo!